Drag Lexa? Define step your pussy up.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's what this episode of UK Drag Race had to do. And to be fair, so did Canada.
No, I like Canada. We'll talk about Canada later.
But yeah, hi, I'm Annie.
I'm Minty.
And this is FunUntitled, where we serve every podcast with an FU.
Before we get into the meat of it, they did do a RuPaul's Dog Race mini challenge, which I was like, it's cute. I don't know if I necessarily liked it. And I didn't think Scarlett, Harlot, and Krista Versace should have won.
I'm just saying, this is UK Season 3 Episode 5, and I don't like any of the queens.
I'm kind of liking some, but I don't really see a forerunner. And even though Crystal won the first two, I didn't really think she should have.
Yeah. I mean, one of them, you should just give it to Elizabeth Scone.
Victoria Scone.
Why do I think her name's Elizabeth?
I don't know.
Okay, the Scone Meister.
Yeah, the first episode definitely belonged to Veronica Scone. I can't remember episode 2, and I don't care. But now, let's get into the meat of it, right? Because Scarlett with Kitty Scott Claus, Theresa May, and Ella Vaday versus Krista Versace, River Medway, Vanity Milan, and Charity Case to do a Drag Lexa commercial.
Which is basically a parody of, like, Alexa. You know, you should know what that is. I would say the other competitor, but we have one in the room and it's staring at me. I don't want to activate it.
I don't want it to take over the show. And it was amazing how much they missed them. Now, as terrible as they did, it made for a very entertaining episode in my heart.
I mean, you like watching a slow motion train wreck.
You know what? My biggest fear was like they were gonna show the commercials and the judges were gonna be, oh my god, I loved it. Oh my god, it was so great. Like some fake ass shit, but that deafening silence, oh my, it was everything.
Oh, when you watch it, Minty is laughing her head off at like that silence.
I enjoy misery as much as I enjoy pure talent. But cause Scarlett's one was so bad. To have the queens be the personification of the Drag Lexa, it was like, why? That makes no sense. And what pisses me off is I think it could have been a good idea. I wish it was basically one queen using Drag Lexa to become a drag queen, but Drag Lexa made her a really crappy drag queen, and the other drag queens were just like being shady and be like, good job, you're doing well, you know? Like, she's a drag queen every drag queen wants in their party.
Here's my problem with both of them. I didn't really understand, but more prominent in the Scarlet Harlot group. You bitches, have you ever seen a fucking Alexa? Alexa doesn't do any of this shit. Like, why didn't you do a parody of what it can actually do? Like, oh, you know, find the definition or Google blah 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 blah.
What's the weather like?
Yeah, anything, or like, you know, like, hey, tell me what's on this person's social media. It's like, oh, she's just being a drag ass bitch. Like, oh, you can get me, Drag Lexa. And there was one thing, like, the shady function. I think that was for this one.
Was that? I can't remember Crystal's one that well.
All I know is they had that shitting scene. And
that's Scarlett's one.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was talking about Scarlett. So is Crystal the one with the shade function?
No, also Scarlett's one.
Okay, yeah, Scarlett. The shade made no sense. Of like, yeah, I want something to insult me. That's what I want. I don't get that enough from my mother-in-law. The only thing I can think of is that in UK, maybe Alexa isn't as prominent.
No, I mean, it's like Google, Amazon, these huge international companies are using these voice technologies. I can't imagine that they're not big in something like UK, you know, which is very like close to America in terms of like technology. Not like culture, obviously.
So that was Scarlet Harlot group, and then like Crystal Versace's group. It just wasn't funny. Like, it might have been slightly better than Scarlett, but they had the whole management thing of Charity Case taking the lead and everyone kind of just following.
Everything Crystal Versace said to defend herself was bullshit.
What did she say?
She was basically like, I don't have an idea. Charity has all the ideas, so if Charity can do it, then she should do it. But I don't agree with all her ideas, and it's like, so you don't like the way she ran it, and you're the leader. But because Charity had ideas, you just let it go?
Okay, but who had the more bullshit excuse? Crystal with the whole, oh, I just, let Charity take it, or Scarlett being like, I had ideas, I just never said them out loud.
Scarlett said them, she just didn't push for them, and I think, ooh, they're both so similar, aren't they? They both didn't like what was going going on, but they didn't say it, and it's like, oh, you guys aren't strong leaders, huh? Which, to be fair, why would a drag queen have to be a strong leader? But I guess if you have the qualities of a leader, then why not be a leader? You know, confidence, teamwork, being able to lead. I don't know. I don't know the drag scene.
From what I understand, you have to be the drag queen superstar and be like a role model for all the other kids and gay boys.
That's true. And when you're in that kind of situation, it is kind of a leadership role.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, like, oh, if you're going to be the trendsetter, you can't just be in the background the entire time.
Yeah. Okay. And then they go to the runway, which was expandy handy. And is UK's fashion really underwhelming?
Here's the thing. A lot of them did the whole, I'm dripping with jewels. Like, bitch, what the f*** you do? This is the England. Where's the Queen of England look?
I know, it was all Kim Kardashian Met Gala, but that look is extremely ugly. I've said this on the podcast before, that I don't like Kim Kardashian's dripping with crystals look, and then a lot of these queens did it. And a lot of them, if they didn't do it, they needed to do a lot more, except River. River was great. That's why it's the thumbnail. I actually did like Charity's.
Okay, do you think Charity is versatile?
I think so, yeah. I think she could still expand more, because I think when you go from like alternative drag to mainstream drag, you have to cover a lot more of that range. But if you're not even gonna go out of that range, then some queens who may not seem as versatile as Charity don't have to be that versatile, because they just have to cover a shorter range. But Charity has to basically hit the scale from 1 to 10.
I'm just like the koi looked more expensive than this. I'm sorry, this looked really gimmicky. Like she was the tooth fairy?
Kind of. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. You like the koi look. I did not like the koi look. But I will admit, whenever someone does money look, I don't like the green and gold.
Oh.
It's a bad combo.
I mean, the one I thought did the best was Scarlet Harlot with the pimp Colonel Sanders.
I do like Scarlett's look, but I think there's the two things. One that Michelle Visage said, which is like, keep the cane. And two, I just think it looked like a suit. It didn't look like a drag suit.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
It needed to be bejeweled or like something. I mean, have jewelry. So it looked, actually, I did like Theresa May's look.
The gold rush.
Fringe. Yeah, I thought that was super cute. I was like, Gold Rush, so funny. Campy, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, in the end, no one won because they were all pissed shit, and they did the whole, who do you think should go home? And most of them said Scarlet Harlot.
Oh, I forgot about this drama. Sorry, we're doing this episode late.
Yeah, because someone had to watch Hamilton for the 500th time. But, so like Scarlet Harlot, she takes it really hard because, you know, like, oh, I'm in a group full of outcasts, and yet I'm still the outcast.
Yeah, that's sad. It made me feel for her.
I don't know if this is the editing or not. I did think they were all kind of ragging on Scarlet.
I think they were, but I don't think they were trying to necessarily all pile up on her. I think they were just trying to say something that was a little different to help Scarlet maybe understand, but not realizing that that never works when someone's upset in this way, especially when you're kind of the reason she is upset.
I mean, what was everyone trying to say to her? I didn't really get it.
I think what they were trying to say was that, I know part of it kind of diverged.
I think it was at first, correct me if I'm wrong, you're too negative and it became, you don't listen to us.
Yeah. I hate when people do that, when it's like, okay, here's the problem, and I want to talk to you, but you're not handling my talking to you, so I need to talk to you about that first, because then it's like, that's just separate.
Yeah.
And that's not the main point. You're going off trail, and it makes me feel like I have to defend myself even more. Because now I have to defend myself on two fronts, and one of them's not even that important to talk about now. Because what I also don't like is that all these other queens, I feel like they have, like, this uppity about them, where they feel like they have to say something, and, oh, they're in the right, and it's like, you're not in her position, and you are not in a position to talk the way you're talking. And they're like, oh, well, I'm only here for RuPaul. If I was in your situation, I wouldn't care what other queens said. I'm like, but Scarlet, if you don't like what she's doing, then RuPaul doesn't like it. So it's not like these contestants really talk to the judges. They hear critiques and then they're left on their own. But if you're with your other quote-unquote sisters, then you should be able to talk to them and figure out how to get better. So that's why she's upset that everyone puts her down. I feel for Scarlet.
I feel for Scarlet too, you know? It's funny because we both relate with Scarlet in different ways. Like, you relate with Scarlet being, like, beaten down and, you know, like, the argument swerving. I feel for Scarlet because I know what it feels like when you're with a bunch of outcasts and you're still the odd one out.
Yeah, like you're in that situation a lot.
It'd be like that. So anyways, Scarlet Heart talks about her mom a lot. So I thought, okay, this is time for you to go. But they did the dance too. Big Spender and Scarlet IMO killed it.
So on that side, Charity Case had to go home, and it was like, yeah, you did waste a double Shantae, you stay.
Oh yeah, is this the first time in Drag Race history where you had the same two queens lip syncing in a row?
I don't know if this is the first time, but it's definitely the first time where it's like after a double Shantae. Oh, I guess yeah. How would they go in a row if it was a double Shantae you stay? So I'm not sure. It could have been. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, as shitty as this acting was, God, it was amazing of an episode.
Like they followed the wrong reason. What's the next episode?
The next episode is Snatch Game, which,
oh,
you know, they did really good in acting in this one. They're really gonna do good on like the biggest acting challenge of RuPaul's Drag Race.
boom, 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 boom. Wait, you hear that? What is that? Oh, Canada. It's the Canadian horn.
It means we have to leave UK and follow to the motherland north.
Yeah. To Canada's Drag Race Season 2, Episode 2.
So they did this mini challenge that UK likes to make as their first main challenge, which is Queen of My Neighborhood, and
But you get like only 5 minutes.
yeah, that's what a mini challenge is. It was terrible. I can't even remember any of them.
I believe a lot of them was traffic cone.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, unless some city is really shitty with construction, I don't know why that's what you're gonna advertise, but I guess if you're in quick drag, then what else can you do?
Bunch of white crackers coming out trying to be unique. Can I call them crackers or is that a slur?
It's technically a slur, but it's also a slur no one cares about.
Got it.
And then Oceanic Aqua Black won, and she didn't get any advantage at all.
She got DoorDash money.
She did get a lot of money, and she could donate to a charity of her choice, so that's not bad.
And she was poutine.
Oh, right.
So, you know, food gets food.
Gotta need poutine sold in Hawaii more than just a bunch of dive places that have hard parking to get to.
She's eat and be eating. Get it?
No.
Because the phrase eat or be eaten. She's eat and be eaten.
That's terrible.
Whatever.
Anyways, then we get to the main challenge, which is a musical Under the Big Top, where they have to sing live.
Little behind the scenes. Last time they did this with Rats. At the...
That was UK.
Oh, was it?
Yes, that was UK season 2.
Well, last time all the drag race. Because US... Do they do it live? I don't think so.
No, yeah. They rarely do things live. I feel like, especially US, they rarely do it live now.
So, we watched Rats on a really shitty connection because, like, our satellite cable, like, you know, fell off the roof.
The aliens came and took that instead of us.
Yeah, I don't think the kids are gonna get that reference, but, so I'm just so glad I got to watch a proper live musical, and it was something.
I liked it. Screw it with Annie. Annie has bad opinions because they're tone deaf and they don't understand music.
That could be true.
So basically, they had to fight for their roles. I like it when there's a main person who can just be like, you get the role. Although, I do think it's funny when they audition, like season 13.
Oh.
We're
gonna have a ball.
Denali was that was funny. So, Cynthia Kiss was the only singer, despite what Eve6000 said.
I laughed so hard when she was trying to sing. It was like, I just can't get the first note. And then you hear her sing. It's like, bitch, you couldn't catch any note.
Yeah, I was like, this bitch don't sing. It's just funny, all the confession. I was like, hell no, she don't sing. Oh my god, Cynthia could sing. And I'm pissed about is that Cynthia could have won if she just acted more. And we'll also talk about the Circus Berserkers look. Her look was really junk, but her singing was so good that I think if she just had the acting / dancing down, she could have won.
Who was Corset?
The main girl, the one who didn't have a gimmick. I think her name was Corset.
Yeah, she couldn't act.
And I'm also pissed off because in my mind, Kendall Jenner won.
Oh, the ringleader.
I feel like she sang way more. Even though her singing wasn't as good, I thought it was good enough. She sold the performance, and I liked her show horse outfit. I'm not like pissed that Pythia won, but I just think Kendall should have been the winner.
You thought the horse was nicer than the two-headed?
No, but I thought like accounting for everything.
It's hard to beat because when you can do a Pennywise impersonation, you either do it really well or you fail really hard. And she did it really well.
And that is very true.
Yes.
I think Pythia has done nothing wrong.
I thought Kendall Jenner could sing.
You know, I didn't think her singing was really that bad.
Yeah, when Brooklyn was like, honey, you're not a singer, are you? I was like, sings better than Eve6000.
For sure.
I'm surprised that Cynthia didn't want the ringleader role.
Yeah, for someone who could sing that well, But again, she didn't move. Like, I was surprised Cynthia just didn't want to move at all. But obviously the ringleader had to move a shit ton. And I don't know why. They rated Gia as a himbo. And I was like,
That's terrible. I hated that.
yeah, I'm like, you don't look like a himbo.
Okay, I don't get, like, I know it's drag, so you have to be androgynous. Did you have to look like a twink boy?
To be fair though, Gia is very skinny.
Alright. Also, Gia's look just like Gigi Good.
That's what people are saying.
You called me crazy when I compared the two.
You like to be like Gia, Gigi, same person.
Bullshit, they're both really skinny.
White people.
Yeah, everyone's white.
Aren't you confusing the just two skinny white bitches?
F you. Anyway, with that, the one that I found most fault in was Suki, Adriana, and Oceanic as Bing Bang Bong.
Yeah.
One, why was there a UK reference in Canada?
There's always gonna be a reference.
Two, like, I don't really get the whole Oceanic kept falling behind. I did notice Oceanic out of breath several times.
Oh my god, Oceanic was like dead at the end. I didn't realize Lace and Leather were the dancing roles.
Oh.
Like, the way that Isis and Stephanie portrayed it, I did not see it. Because even Hollywood Jade was like, Pitya, you outdanced the dancers. And I was like, they were the dancers? Holy shit. So I was like, and then Kimura was Bianca. It took me to the actual musical for me to be like, oh, that's Bianca.
I didn't know. I thought her name was just Bianca.
Right? Like, how was I supposed to know?
Eve 6000's reveals was garbage.
She should have had a different name, like failed reveals.
Yeah, not, what was her name? Revelation?
Revealina something?
Oh.
Yeah, none of them worked. And like half her wig came, and I don't know why she picked up that half wig and put on top like,
Ooh, this is on purpose.
right, like, what do you do? Don't like point out what went wrong. Kick it under the rug.
I thought she should have been on the bottom, but I guess the judges really like the lion look.
I love the lion look. I love the lion look, the bearded burlesque look.
You're gross.
What? I thought it was cute. You only like Pitya's look.
No, I also like Oceanic.
Okay, why did Oceanic and Isis both choose to be black and white? When have you ever thought of a circus in black and white?
I love mimes.
Have you ever seen a mime in a circus?
I don't know.
That's why these two were on the bottom. The outfits didn't make any fucking sense.
You take that back about Isis.
No.
I'm just a sucker for like that look where like you have a slit in the sleeve / pants leg.
Get over that. Nothing else makes sense though. Just because they have one fashion trait that you like does not mean that they belong safe.
They were sad clowns.
Even a sad clown is not black and white. And if they are black and white, they'd be pure black and white, not with the red. I guess that's the drag part. It made no sense.
What I didn't like is the fact that Oceanic knew that she's gonna keep the same makeup look from the show to the runway. She could have done it a little better. I don't know if it's just the sweat that ruined it by the time the runway.
Also, this Oceanic said that she's blind when she does her makeup.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I don't think her makeup is super clean. I don't know why you can't do part of your makeup with the glasses on.
Maybe it's just hard because you gotta do foundation first, right?
No, I understand that, but like certain details, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it smears.
If I was her, I would invest in a monocle.
Maybe, yeah, or something.
Something.
Little bit of drama in this one as well was how Eve 6000 put down Kendall a lot, and it was like, Eve, have you like never seen the show?
Eve 6000 is giving me Mimi on First vibes.
Oh.
It's not necessarily she's trying to be mean and bitchy. She's trying to get attention and the camera.
Wow. Holy crap. And she's very annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I actually really liked it. I thought it was cute. The only weird thing was like the musical had like, was a real roller coaster to watch. Cause it starts off really strong and it goes down with the Bing Bang Bong, down again with Lace and Leather, but then up with Pennywise, then in my opinion down with Himbo. Bianca was okay. It was whatever. Oh yeah, down with Revelia.
And see, that's why I was just like, this is kind of a mess. There's only like, I would say 3 good parts of this musical.
What do we have to look forward to the Canada's episode? Why are we so bad at memorizing? We never put in the notes what's gonna happen next episode.
The reception again for the satellite got like itchy. So it's something about like a horror skit.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, before we get that, Oceanic versus Isis, they danced to stupid shit, and I forget how it was. I think Isis did way better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, and then Isis won, and Oceanic has to go home because the water levels are rising.
Global warming is destroying our islands.
We can say that. We live in Hawaii. So in UK, we have Snatch Game, and Canada, we have a horror show.
I think US was the last one to do a horror, not counting All-Star 6 because that one was terrible. And it was very entertaining, so we'll see how it goes.
And with that, we gotta go. I gotta memorize the rest of the Canada anthem.